What's up guys, this is your boy Nino from the VSA. Today I want to share with you my burn budget list for Warp-geta. Warp-geta is a really fun deck. I am enjoying so much. Let's start with the leader. The activate main, you send 2 cards from the top of your deck to the warp. This is why I am making an budget list, because you want to run in this deck the Evil Saiyan secret rare. That is the only secret rare worth playing in this deck because of the random bursting. If you lose it, you can still play it. No other STR can do that. But if you don't have the money to play that Evil Saiyan secret rare, this is the list for you. Let's continue. You warp 1 card from your hand and you draw 2. You're going to draw a lot with this leader. This is another trick from the deck. You awaken when you have 5 or more Saiyans in your warp. 5 or more Saiyans. You draw 2 and take life until you are 6. Alright, see, there is no alternate condition like your life is a 4 or something. You have to meet this condition: 5 or more Saiyans in your warp. Turn 1 you're going to place 3, and turn 2 you're going to play 3 more. That makes 6, but the random can mess you up. If you put 2 extra cards or 2 unisons or 2 non-Saiyan cards, you only will have 4 by your turn 2, so you don't get to awaken, and you cannot awaken until your turn 3 when you use your warp thing again. So be very careful when building your deck with the ratio of how many Saiyans you have, how many extra cards you have, how many unisons, because you don't want to go too high on numbers of those non-Saiyan cards. Let's continue. On the front side, it's amazing, very beautiful artwork. So you have an auto that every time a Saiyan of yours attacks, you're going to send 1 red or black Saiyan from your warp to the drop. So be mindful of the colors, because sometimes some effects require a specific red Saiyan. Some others allows you to do some things with any Saiyan of any color. So be mindful and you don't mess up your plays. The activate main, you send 1 Saiyan from your hand to the warp and you draw 2 cards. You keep drawing 2, you're drawing a lot. And activate battle, this is beautiful, and this is why this deck is very powerful. You can combo with a red Saiyan from your warp with a 5k combo power. So this allows you to build C energy for free, no losing the hand, or if you need a card in the drop for overrealm, for sparking, whatever, you can send it to the drop. This is very great. I love this leader. So 2 things to note is that you don't need to swing with the leader in order to draw. So it gives you a lot of flexibility to fight different kinds of deck. You can go aggro, you can go stalling, and you will be good. Alright, now let's go to the main deck. The main deck is a lot of Saiyans, keeping very low the counts of extra cards, and I'm not running any unison in the main deck. Let's start with the searcher. 4 of the trunks, because these trunks lets you grab any red Saiyan, don't forget red Saiyan, from the top of your deck. Top 5. There is another activate main that I never use, but it is there if you want it. You can place 4 Saiyans from your warp to your drop. It costs 3, but if you have your build right and you warp it the correct cards, you can play it for 1. Then you have the other is just a cantrip auto. You play it and draw 1. 6 is my count because I think that is enough. Then you go to the turn 2 play. Turn 2 if you're going second. This deck runs better if you're going second, because like this you can't play this card when your opponent has 2 or more energy, and some other cards requires your opponent to have 3 or more energies. So if you're going second, you can play on your own time. This is dual attack, and this is very important because remember that the auto on the leader activates every time a Saiyan attacks, so dual attackers are going to be very important in this. You attack with him and you can neck a battle card by 15,000 power, and it is not once per turn, so you can neck 30 in 2 swings here. When you play it, you can send 2 Saiyans from your warp to your drop, so now you are feeding your warp to have enough cards for sparking, overrealm, and so some other very interesting effects. Let's go with the turn 3. This is the only card in the deck that is turn 2. I play some cards in the turn 2 with the C deck, we'll see later. Turn 3 is where you start burning. You burn with this Goku SS3. It's critical. You know I love my card having critical. When your opponent is at 3 or more lives, if they activate a counter, you deal 1 damage to them. So either way, they're going to take 1 damage. You can play it if your opponent is at 3 energies or more. This is what I'm telling you. Okay, but this draws you a card, very nice, and you can play 2 Saiyans from the warp to your drop. You're feeding your drop. Let's continue with this Vegeta that I really don't use. I maybe take it out. I use it just for the Vegeta material in the Gogeta C battle card, but I might as well take it out and change it for something else. It's a double strike 30k. You play it for 2 if your opponent has 3 or more energy. You also draw a card and you place 3 Saiyans from your warp to your drop. When this card attacks or is removed from the battle area, you next something by 30,000. This is very good. It's very good, but this 2 energy, I hardly see the opportunity to play it, and I just charge it or something. Then the SR Goku. This is a beast. This is a beast because it's also a dual attack. Practically, it's barrier blocker. If you use a card in combo that you can freely use from the warp with your leader, so you can switch it to active mode. Dual attack, and you play it by 1 if you have 3 or more energy, so this is a little more aggressive. And you neck 1 battle card by 20,000. This Gohan, I have my doubts. In all my tests, I don't think I have played it yet. If I play it sometime, it's because I wanted a 30k hit by 1 energy. You play it when your opponent is at 3 or more energy. You draw 2 cards and discard 2 cards. You're making more drop with this, so it's good, but I always tend to play in another way. you'll see later. When this card is played, you can use your rest mode cards in combo, but they don't have to have unique, obviously, because you will be like making a skipping a rule. And when this card is used in a combo, you can choose one of the opponent battle cards and neg 10,000 if you combo from the battle area. So it's nice, but I really don't use it. Now this is the barrier removal from the deck. You play it and you remove something with barrier. To the warp, you play it for 1 red energy if your leader is this, and you send 10 Saiyans from your drop to your warp. That's a lot of cards. That seems like a lot of cards. You can do it if you use all of your dual attackers, and maybe you drop cards when you combo. You can do it, but it's very hard to play. It's hard to play, so I just run in one. And since you're moving this card from your warp to your drop, you only need one, you don't need more. Then we have this Vegeta. This is another target that I use for the Gogeta C battle card that we will see later. It's servant, so he has a 25k on swing. If my leader is this, I can play it from the warp. If I send 6 Saiyans other than this Vegeta from the drop to the warp. So this is a free overwhelm practically, and I love it because remember, every time a Saiyan swings, you send 1 card back from the warp to the drop. So you remove 6, you play him, you attack, and you recover 1 card. So it's like neg 5 cards in the drop. Then here's the package, the black package. I ran this card that is a red Dark Broly that it's also considered like black because we are going to use black energy. This card is cool because this is the burn. This is the burn that I was talking about. When your life is if the opponent's life is at 3 or more, and you play this card, and there is a card below them, they have to send 1 card from the battle area, from their hand, and from the drop area to their warp. If they don't, or send 2 or less than that, I can just choose one of the opponent's life and place it in the drop. Burn. I love that burn. It's the flag and unique. And he evolves for 2 on a Dark Broly with energy cost of 2 or 6. And this is the target. I have 2 of these only because they are combo power 0. I don't want to be lacking of combo power later. So overwhelm 6, when I play this card, I remove 1 card from the opponent, 1 battle card, I send it to the warp. So this is making more opportunity to make them take the damage from the other Broly. This is an activate main. I can play it for 2 if my leader is black, but it is not the case. So the play is overwhelm with this, and the evolve with this, and you burn them. So what did you get? You threw a hit of 30k, you swung, you recover 1 card from the warp, you played this, you burned alive, and then swung again with a 30k and recover another card from the drop from the warp to the drop. Very, very good. And the black energy is required for this, the floodgate Saiyan of this deck. Bardock, you have overwhelm 6. When you play this with the overwhelm, next turn your opponent can only attack once with battle cards, so it's going to save your life. You're going to save your life. You cannot play it next turn because obviously you will be gatekeeping your opponent forever, but it is a 25k. This card is big. This card is big. Next, I have some more crits for early game. Aggression, critical, Vegeta Ravager, over round 3. When you play it, you recover 3 cards from the top. You send it to the drop, so your drop keeps healthy. The super combo for this is Backbone Universe 7 Son Goku, because your leader is Universe 7, so at 5 life you already have this super combo life. Draw 1 and gains 10k combo. Now the utility cards that every red deck needs. The Gohan defeating the demon, Hidden Ambitions, counter for those Dimension Magics and Dorman and so more. We have this one card, Rapid Reversal. Is a dual attack mainly. That's the role in this is being a dual attack 25k. You can use its auto to KO something, but you have to next one of your cards by 10,000. You're going to have a white board most of the time. You have to play it if your opponent has more battle cards than you. So maybe consider playing first if your opponent has a lot of battle cards. To testing the positions, you know what it does. 4 explosive dance. Since I'm start testing, I'm trying 4 to have all my defenses covered, but maybe as I try a little more, maybe it can calm down a bit. Then we have this card. We are Universe 7. You pay 1 and you can recover 1 Universe 7 card from the drop to my hand. This is for recovering the super combo is if you lose it, or the secret rare. You know, I love this card. This is my secret rare to go when it is about red. You pay 4. Yes, Frank, I pay 4. And if I remove this card from the battle area, board wipe my opponents and they crit alive to the drop to finish the game. I love this card very much. So as you can see, it's all about critting and burning. It's all about that is the game. Especially this dude here. I have done this play and it feels really good to do it. Then on the C deck we have the Mighty Blast Kamehameha for explosive dance, obviously. Turn 2, this is one of my favorite plays on turn 2. I play this Unison paying 2 and +1, you can give it 500k and critical. So this is a good pressure for the opponent on turn 2. So when it's their turn, they most probably will swing at my Unison and not my leader. So I will have a free pass to turn 3, basically. I have this new toy, considering those matchups where the Unisons are important. The +0, you neck 25 on a Unison or battle card. So it's like a tech card. This card, I love this card too. I have to pay 4 unfortunately, but sometimes it can save games depending on what is the opponent. Maybe against black you want to play this and avoid any counterplay. This is the Vegeta that I was talking about. You can play it by 1. If you take 1 Vegeta and 1 Goku from your warp and send it to the drop, you can send the secret rare because it's a Vegeta. It doesn't specify that they have to have the same power. It would be cool if they said that, because it's the actual fusion, right? It is deflect unique double strike and barrier. What a monsters, it's a 20k. Then we have another of the new cards. Vegeta SS4 is a 25 for 2 because you reduce its black specific cost for each Saiyan in your warp. So you're going to have a lot of Saiyans in your warp, you're going to play this for 2. The auto is very good when he's played or my opponent battle cards are played. I can send one Saiyan from the drop to the warp and neg 20k for the turn on that card. And rush attack Vegeta for finishing games. And finally Sword Mountain, because sometimes you are exit life and your super combos are life when you are 5 life. So you can take 1 life with this. He's a Saiyan, you can swing with it, you can combo. If your opponent is a 10k leader, you can combo activate battle with the leader and you're swinging for 10 for free. Really good card too. Okay guys, this is everything that I have to show you. I hope you enjoy this. Go get the Evil Saiyan if you can. That is the perfect secret rare for this, but if you don't have it, try this Born deck. It's very fun, very effective and consistent. And okay, see you in the next video.